Are you Tiffany English?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Rojas, will your client waive the formal reading of the motion in each case?
She will, Your Honor.
Ms. English, in 18-30705, I have a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. Shows that you were placed on probation June 10th of 2019 for the offense of assault on a peace officer, a second-degree felony, and that was a 7-year deferred probation. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And in cause number 19-31722, I also have a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. Shows that you were placed on probation June 10th of 2019 for the state jail felony offense of possession of a controlled substance, and that was a 5-year deferred probation. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And Judge, I just want to clarify for the court's knowledge, I spoke with Ms. Cole. That was extended. When I first looked at it, it looked like 2019, and now it's 25 that would have been expired, but I confirmed that it had been expired.
Okay, thank you. Each of these cases allege that you violated your probation. Count 1 in each case alleges that you tested positive on a drug patch for tetrahydrocannabinol and cocaine May 8th of 2025. And is that true or not true?
Yes, ma'am.
Tetrahydrocannabinol? That's just a fancy way of saying THC, aka weed. And in Texas, testing positive for THC or cocaine while on probation is a one-way ticket to prison. Tiffany just admitted to failing not 1, but 2 drug tests, and the judge is taking notes. This is the moment her deferred probation starts to crumble. So, audience, should drug use automatically revoke probation, or is this too harsh? Drop your take below.
True or not?
Sure.
Count 2 in each case alleges that you failed to provide verification of completing a job search. And is that true or not true?
Yes, true.
Count 3 in each case alleges that you are behind in your court-assessed fees. Is that true or not true?
True.
Count 4 in each case alleges that you failed to successfully complete the SafeP program. Is that true or not true?
True.
Did you enter your pleas of true to counts 1 through 4 freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you plead true to those counts because they're actually true?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of these cases, I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state's marked as exhibit.
Here's the thing about probation. It's not just about staying out of trouble. You've got to pay your fees, complete programs, and jump through every hoop the court sets up. Tiffany's behind on fees, skipped her job search verification, and didn't finish the SafeU program, a common requirement for drug-related offenses. Each true she admits to is another nail in the coffin. And let's be real, this judge isn't playing.
Number 1, before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Rojas?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand if I follow the agreements that you've made with the district attorney, you will be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
State tenders number 1 in each case?
No objection.
It's admitted in each case. Is there any evidence that Ms. English is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, in each of your cases, I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 1 through 4 freely and voluntarily. Find those counts true. And cause number 18-30705, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of assault on a peace officer. Sentence you in accordance with your plea agreement to a term of 3 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive.
Yes, ma'am.
And cause number 19-31722, also find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty.
3 years for assault on a peace officer and 18 months for drug possession, running concurrently, meaning she serves them at the same time. That's actually a break, because if these were stacked, she'd be looking at 8.5 years. But here's the kicker. She's now a convicted felon, which means no voting, no guns, and a lifetime of "have you ever been convicted of a felony" on job applications. Was this fair, or did the system fail her? Let's debate in the comments.
Of possession of a controlled substance. Sentence you in accordance with your agreement to a term of 18 months in the state jail prison. You will also receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. These 2 cases will run concurrently, which means together at the same time. I'm handing you the trial court certifications in each of your cases that shows these were agreements that I followed, so you have waived your right to appeal. I have also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition.
Yes, ma'am.
Because of the judgments entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read that written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk to Mr. Rojas.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you, ma'am. You can go back with the bailiff.
Thank you.
Morning, sir. Are you Trevor Green?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Reynolds, will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
He will, Judge. Just, excuse me, before we get going, I'd like to point out that the grandmother of the victim is here in the courtroom today, Millie Stoker. She's not only the grandmother, but she's essentially acted as a mother figure for the victim in this case, raising him since he was like 4 days old. 4 days old.
Okay.
And I've discussed the plea agreement with her, and she's in agreement with it.
Thank you for being here, ma'am. All right, so Mr. Green, in cause number 250524, you're charged with the first-degree felony offense of murder from April 28th of 2025. And how do you plead to that charge?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Now, here's something most people miss. Concurrent sentences sounds technical.
This is where the tone shifts dramatically. The victim's grandmother, who raised him since he was 4 days old, is in the courtroom, and the prosecutor just made sure the judge knows she approves of the plea deal. In murder cases, victim impact statements carry huge weight, and this is the prosecutor's way of saying, this sentence has the family's blessing. If you thought Tiffany's case was intense, buckle up. This is about to get real.
But it actually reduces time behind bars. Instead of stacking punishments, they run together. Still serious, but strategic.
Yes, ma'am.
And are you pleading guilty because you did what they charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state's marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Reynolds?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, do you understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law? State tenders number 1.
No objection, statesman.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Green is not competent?
None to my knowledge.
And Mr. Green was charged as an adult, not certified, correct?
He was charged as an adult.
Okay.
Your Honor.
I was just trying
There's
to-
no
Yes, he-
certification.
Okay.
He was 17 prior to that, allegedly.
Okay. All right, then, Mr. Green, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily, find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of your plea, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of murder, sentence you in accordance with your agreement to a term of 30 years in the Institutional Division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You do receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I'm handing you the trial court certification. That shows that this was an agreement that I followed, and so you have waived your right to appeal. I have also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of that judgment against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition.
30 years for a crime committed at 17 years old. Texas doesn't mess around with murder charges, and even though Trevor was tried as an adult, this sentence means he'll be in his late 40s by the time he's eligible for parole. The judge followed the plea deal, but is 30 years justice, or just another example of a system that locks up young offenders for life? Hit like if you think the punishment fits the crime, or comment if you disagree.
Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read the written admonishment I provided you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk with Mr. Reynolds. All right, good luck to you, sir. You can go back with the bailiff. Thank you again, ma'am, for being here.